Tonight, sentencing of a Troy man convicted of rape.
Plus, Easter egg hunting on Bibb Grapes Quad. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision Nightly News for March 28, 2013. I'm Deatra Montgomery.
And I'm Amanda Ford. Thank you for joining us this evening. The man convicted for a pair of rapes that took place in Hunters Mountain Mobile Home Park in March 2012 has been sentenced to 85 years in prison. 36-year-old Andre Lamont Ellis III was sentenced Wednesday on 2 counts of rape and 1 count of burglary. Ellis was convicted of all 3 charges in January. Authorities say in March 2012, Ellis broke into one woman's home in Hunters Mountain and assaulted her, and later that day he raped a second woman who was in the area visiting a relative. Assistant Pike County District Attorney Chris Kaminsky says prosecutors asked for a life sentence without parole. Ellis's attorney John Taylor says the defense asked for a reasonable sentence and has filed a request for a new trial.
Well, every student has his or her own likes or dislikes about dining services here at Troy University. Well, once a semester, students are encouraged to voice their opinions directly to the university. For many restaurants or any eating establishment, customer service is a top priority. And while the main customers of Troy University dining services are the students, what are the students saying about Troy's dining services?
I live in Pace. I have a kitchen. I probably can cook more, but I actually choose to come to the dining hall more.
The service it can be kind of hit and miss sometimes. Most of the time it's all right. Sometimes I kind of question the fish, but other than that, everything here is kind of pretty much on point.
Coming to Saga is just great because, there's tons of people here that and so it's a good atmosphere of students.
Each semester, surveys are given out to students, faculty, and staff asking their opinions about the dining services, concessions, catering, and resident dining. The marketing manager for the dining services says that this is a way of gauging their performance.
It lets us know how we're doing, the things that we can improve on. Students are very frank about the things that they like and the things that they don't like. So it helps us a lot. Understanding that college students have busy schedules, the dining services enjoys rewarding those who are able to take just a few minutes to fill out a survey. This semester's winner said that she was surprised about winning an award.
Well, it feels pretty awesome. This is my first time winning anything. Honestly, I did it for the candy bar, so it's really cool.
Troy's Dining Services will host another event in April with a Japanese-inspired theme.
Troy University has a variety of talented students at its campus, and one department is showcasing their students' talent in artwork. Bailey Majors shows us more.
Troy University's Malone Gallery is currently showcasing a variety of artwork produced by students from Troy's Art and Design program.
This show is called Ungraded, Unframed Student Work in the Raw. These are all Troy Art and Design students from freshmen all the way up to seniors.
The art on display in the gallery highlights the products of all of the departments from the art program at Troy. The gallery director says that he's happy to showcase student work.
The purpose comes from just a need for our students to show their work to their peers. It's pretty raw. It may need to be a little bit worked on.
Ungraded, Unframed Student Work in the Raw showcases a variety of art media.
Digital. We have digital illustration. We have digital design. We have drawing, straight drawing, color drawing. We have 2D design.
Skaggs says the show is a great way for students to get feedback from other students and faculty about their artwork.
Allowing the students to show their work and to be proud of their work and also have a chance to even critique and talk about it.
Skaggs also says that student work in the raw is a great way for students to express themselves through art and show off their talents by having their art displayed in the gallery.
To allow students to communicate what art's really all about. And design is about communication. And the final part of that communication is showing their work. And we don't get to do enough of that.
Bailey Majors, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The next showcase in the Malone Gallery will be a tribute to photography teacher Bob Jocelyn's retirement. That show will be on display starting April 1st. Easter is this Sunday, and for many that means hunting a few Easter eggs. Of course, usually it's children who do the hunting.
And that's right, Amanda. But last night, some college students got in on the egg hunting fun. Connor McCurry shows us how.
In celebration of Easter, Troy University's Resident Housing Association put on an Easter egg hunt. It was a chance for on-campus residents to come out and not only search for the hidden eggs, but also meet some of their fellow students.
I think it was really fun. It was kind of a race to the finish kind of thing.
I mean, I came here with my girlfriend, and I knew a couple of people out here, and it was fun just, to race around, act like kids.
Spirits were high during the search for the golden egg, which when redeemed, left one lucky student with a $20 iTunes gift card. Although the golden egg seemed to be the highlight of the event, the real prize was the sense of community that was being built.
It's definitely important. I mean, we're all here, during the day, and half of us don't even know who we are. So it's good to get out and mingle, I guess, so to speak. And it was pretty tasty candy, so it was pretty good.
I think it's just something to bring people together, like maybe people you don't usually talk to that live in your residence hall, and a new way to make friends, like people who are around you that you normally wouldn't talk to.
Students also shared their opinions on others getting involved in on-campus activities.
I would definitely encourage a lot of people to come out during holidays and stuff, just to get out of their room, because it's a good day outside. Pretty nice.
I think being involved in everything you can is important because, you only are in college one time, so might as well do everything that you can.
Be in the know, get involved, and it's worth it, definitely.
TrojanVision News.
The Easter egg hunting continues tonight. The SJ will hold their annual Easter egg hunt at 6 in Janice Hawkins Park.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Hoover, a former candidate for Alabama Agriculture Commissioner is facing a theft charge less than 6 months after he was accused of a similar crime. Reports say that Dale Peterson is accused of eating cashew nuts at a Hoover Sam's Club, putting the empty can back on the store shelf and walking out on Wednesday without paying.
In Montgomery, the Federal Aviation Administration has announced dates it plans to cut funding to 149 contract air traffic control towers, including 2 in Alabama. Federal officials Wednesday announced funding will be cut to regional airports in Tuscaloosa and Dothan on May 5th.
And in Gadsden, school officials in Etowah County say they're investigating why the Southside High School prom was shut down for some type of search. Students who were at the March 22nd prom said that the lights came on and police officers went from table to table searching through purses, jackets, and other items at the Gadsden Convention Hall.
And still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, how is your bracket looking heading into the Sweet 16? Justin McNally checks on Trojan brackets coming up in sports.
But first, mothers who want Congress to take action on gun control are joining President Obama for an event at the White House. We will have that story and more after the break.
President Obama keeps the spotlight on gun control as public support for new laws takes a dip. I'm Randall Pinkston at the White House with the story coming up.
Nice. Yes, go! Yes! No! Come on! Oops. Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy.
Works every time.
Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
The path of my life, the way it took me, there was detours and things that had to be done, but I never lost the passion. I decided to continue my education and decided to do it here at Troy. But I've had a great support system with my teachers and my advisors, and I'll be forever grateful to them for that.
On campus or online, Troy offers you an extraordinary education and a culture of caring. Troy University, it's all you need to know.
My name is Deborah, and I choose Troy every day.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Amanda Ford at the Global News Desk. Amanda.
Thanks, Deatra. A CBS News poll out this week shows support for stricter gun control laws at 47%, down from 57% just after the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. Those numbers have gun control advocates worried that the window may be closing on tough new gun laws. Randall Pinkston has more from the White House.
President Obama invited mothers pushing Congress to pass stricter gun laws to the White House today.
This is our best chance in more than a decade to take common sense steps that will save lives.
He pled with Americans to put pressure on lawmakers to act before another tragedy like the Newtown, Connecticut school shooting.
We need everybody to remember how we felt 100 days ago and make sure that what we said at that time wasn't just a bunch of platitudes.
Gun control advocates allied with the president are also staging a national day to demand action. The Senate is supposed to take up gun control legislation next month. It does not include the assault weapons ban the White House wants, but it does include background checks. 3 Republican senators have already said they plan to filibuster the bill. And those who oppose any tighter gun restrictions are making their voices heard around the country. They showed up at a town hall meeting protesting new gun control measures Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper recently signed into law. The president of the National Shooting Sports Foundation told CBS News lawmakers should be focusing on access to firearms, not guns themselves.
The same firearms in the hands of a law-abiding sportsman is a horror show in the hands of a violent criminal who shouldn't have them and is not legally entitled to possess them.
The Senate plans to begin voting on gun control legislation as early as April 8th. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, the White House.
Search warrants used in the Sandy Hook school shooting investigation were released today. The documents reveal some of the items found inside the gunman's home and car after he killed 27 people and took his own life. Marley Hall is in Newtown, Connecticut with the latest details.
Newly released search warrants reveal 20-year-old gunman Adam Lanza killed all 26 victims in Sandy Hook Elementary with a Bushmaster rifle before taking his own life with a pistol. It was all over within 5 minutes. In the documents, an unidentified witness described Lanza as a shut-in and an avid gamer who played Call of Duty, adding that Lanza called his former school, Sandy Hook, his life. Investigators also found newspaper articles about other mass shootings in his home, an arsenal of weapons including a bayonet and several swords. There was also a holiday card with a check made out to Lanza from his mother so he could buy a gun. She was found dead inside their home.
Police seized several books from Lanza's home, including one about Asperger's and autism. There was also a paperback called Train Your Brain to Get Happy, with pages tabbed off. They also found the NRA Guide to Pistol Shooting. State police briefed family members on the search warrants last night.
The information doesn't help bring back Dylan or any of the others who lost their lives that day, which is why I would rather focus on the changes that can come from this.
Family members of several students and teachers killed in the massacre are appearing in new television ads urging Connecticut's legislature to approve tough gun control laws.
Don't let the memory of Newtown fade without doing something real.
The ads are the first to feature family members of Sandy Hook victims. Marley Hall for CBS News, Newtown, Connecticut.
Nelson Mandela is back in the hospital. The former South African president has been battling a lung infection for months. Tina Kraus has the latest from London.
Doctors are treating Nelson Mandela inside this hospital in South Africa, trying to keep his lungs clear. The 94-year-old is suffering from a recurring lung infection. Physicians who monitor him at home brought him in last night when his condition deteriorated.
The doctors are attending to him and ensuring that he receives the best possible expert medical treatment and is kept comfortable.
Mandela's health problems started in prison decades ago when he contracted tuberculosis. He spent 27 years behind bars for trying to overthrow the apartheid regime. He was released in 1990 and 4 years later became South Africa's first black president.
So help me God.
This is the fourth time in 3 months Mandela has been hospitalized. He has become increasingly frail and requires care around the clock. South Africans are praying for his recovery.
We wish him well and for him to get out quick.
Mandela stopped making public appearances 3 years ago, but continued to welcome guests into his home, including former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton last August. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, you can tune in to Trojan Vision Global News right after the nightly news. Now back to you, Deatra.
Thanks, Amanda. Now Justin McNally joins us with sports. So Justin, even though the March Madness does not affect Trojans close to home, what's going on? What are Trojans doing to kind of get involved with that?
Well, everybody out there in America, and in other countries filling out brackets, seeing how close they can get the predictions correct. It's not any perfect brackets left, but the Sweet 16 does kick off tonight, but I'll get to that and more here in sports.
All right.
After an impressive win against Auburn on Tuesday, the Trojans will turn their attention back to conference play as they host the Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders for a 3-game series starting Friday. The Trojan pitching staff was the story of the game against Auburn as they retired 14 of the Tiger batters by strikeout. Ryan Sorsey struck out 8 of those batters in his first start since 2011. However, the offense did come alive in the 5th inning as it was able to plate 5 runs in that inning. And head coach Bobby Pierce knows the offense needs to get rolling in order to defeat the Blue Raiders.
I really like what we're doing offensively, and I don't even think we're really, totally clicking yet. But we've had a few problems with some really top-of-the-line pitchers, not getting 4 or 5 runs against those guys. We've been held to 2 or 3 against some of the really, really quality guys out there. So we got to find a way to score against that caliber because Middle Tennessee's going to bring in two really good guys.
The Trojans and the Blue Raiders will begin their series tomorrow night with first pitch set to begin at 6 o'clock. And due to their efforts in the Alabama relays this past weekend, Thaddeus Curtis and Eddie Lynn were announced as Sunbelt Athletes of the Week. Curtis was named Sunbelt Track Athlete of the Week after posting 2 season best times at the relays. He ran a 14.43 in the 110-meter hurdles, and that put him first overall in the Sunbelt rankings. Eddie Lynn would then be named Sunbelt Field Athlete of the Week after setting a new school best in the discus after throwing a 175-foot 9-inch toss. Lynn would break his own school record by 2 feet, and it moved him to first overall in Sunbelt standings. And March Madness reaches a bowling point as the Sweet 16 starts, with 8 teams taking to the hard court fighting for a spot in the Elite 8. We'll take a look at how brackets within the Trojan community are coming along and who chose the right glass slipper for their Cinderella story.
Busted. Definitely busted.
Busted.
Busted from the first round.
When it comes to March Madness, busted is the one word college basketball fans do not want to hear. With Cinderella stories, big upsets, and favorites moving on, the world of college basketball is always thrown for a loop in March, and this year is no different.
It looked pretty good the first day, but then after a while, it kind of got messed up. But I still got a few teams left in there.
Well, my bracket is pretty much done. I had Gonzaga all the way in the championship game, so they're out.
My bracket's still good, but I still have my season thing. It should go pretty good. Hopefully, my teams come through and win, so my bracket stay a little cleaner and not look too bad.
The Eagles of Florida Gulf Coast soared into the Sweet 16 as the first 15 seed to do so. LaSalle, another double-digit seed, made its way into the Sweet 16, which most people never saw happening.
I would say that Florida Gulf Coast has heard about winning.
Georgetown losing to Florida Gulf Coast.
The most maddening thing about March is furiously fixing your bracket. There's always those 1 or 2 teams that can cause that one mistake that completely ruins your bracket. And everyone is looking forward to the Final Four weekend, but all have different outcomes.
I had VCU, and then I also have Duke, Ohio State, and Indiana. So Duke and Indiana in the final.
I had Indiana, I have Miami, and I have Kansas. So I have Indiana winning it. So hopefully they'll be able to win it.
And the Sweet 16 does kick off tonight with Miami taking on Marquette at 6:15. So Deatra, Amanda, not a lot going on in Trojan sports this week. Trojans, the baseball team, picked up a big win against Auburn. And I know a lot of people will be watching the Sweet 16, which starts tonight. A bunch of good games out there. Maybe the Cinderella stories can continue. Maybe my bracket can continue to look good as it has been since the beginning.
Exactly. Maybe not so much. Well, hopefully any Troy sports that are in play this week, good luck to them, and good luck to the just regular Trojans who are rooting for teams for March Madness.
That's right.
Thanks so much, Justin.
Thank you, Justin. Still to come on Trojan Vision News, learn more about the Southern Sports Management Conference.
But first, as the week begins to wrap up, temperatures are on the rise. Will this trend continue, Jamarlo?
Well, the ultra temperatures will continue to rise as we go into the Easter weekend, but we also may see a chance of showers. I'll have more coming up next in weather.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
For me, professionally, I wanted a degree that actually means something. And Troy had a great reputation academically. There's a number of folks in Congress that have degrees from Troy. So I think that tells you an awful lot.
On campus or online, Troy offers you an extraordinary education that's respected around the world. Troy University. It's all you need to know.
I'm Rich Nugent, and I'm a United States Representative up in Washington, D.C., and I'm a Troy Trojan.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Now Jamarlo Phillips joins us with weather.
So, Jamarlo, we've been experiencing some nice sunny weather today. Is that looking to stick around for Easter weekend?
Well, we have, and we're experiencing very warm temperatures as well. But as far as the weekend goes, we may see a chance of showers as we go into the Easter weekend, like I said before, but I'll get into more of that right now. But first, let's take a look across Bibb Graves Quad. We can see that the sun has not yet set. It's been a beautiful day overall for today. As you can see, the students apparently leaving from class, headed to their rooms. Taking a look at our current conditions, we can see our skies are sunny right now. Temperature coming in at 68 degrees. Dew point at 27 degrees. Humidity at 21%. Barometer reading 30.25 inches and falling, with our winds coming from the north at about 4 miles per hour. Taking a look at today's stats. Today we were able to see a high of 68 degrees, a low of 36. There was no rain in our area for today. As we go into our temperatures from around the state, we can see that we're experiencing those mid-60s to upper 60s temperatures across Alabama right now. We can see that Mobile sitting down here at 63 degrees with sunny skies. As we move northward, Huntsville 62, Birmingham 64, Montgomery 68, Troy 68 as well, Phoenix City 69, and Dothan sitting at 69 degrees as well. Going into our current temperatures in the southeast, we can see that throughout the whole southeast, even towards the west and the Texas areas, we're experiencing those 60 to upper 70 degree temperatures. It's been a very warm day today, very nice as well. As we go into our current temperatures across the United States, we can see that spring is definitely here. Almost 75% of the states right now are covered with the yellow indications, notifying that there are warm temperatures, upper 60, like I said, upper 60, low 70 degree temperatures across the state right now. Take a look at our current surface map across the United States. We can see that there's not too much going on. We can see a stationary front sitting right here, also above the northern portions of Texas, as well as the low pressure systems. But as we go into our area, we can see that we have a high pressure system sitting right down here in the Mobile Bay area, not affecting our area too much. But as we go into our precipitation forecast for the next 48 hours, we can see that our area may be clear of rain for the next 48 hours, but definitely be on the lookout. We can see that northern portions of Alabama will be experiencing some light showers up to a quarter of an inch of rain. As we go into our Friday's forecast. Friday, we should be clear of rain. As we go into Saturday, the rain will come back into northern portions of Alabama. So if you are planning on traveling to any parts of northern Alabama, make sure that you keep an umbrella on hand. Going into Monday's forecast, Monday, western portions of Alabama will be experiencing slight chances of rain. And as we go into Tuesday, the rain will come into our area. We may be experiencing up to a quarter or even up to an inch of rain for Tuesday of next week. But as we take a look at tonight's forecast, tonight we'll be seeing mostly clear skies, light and variable winds coming from the northeast at about 3 miles per hour. Tomorrow's forecast, mostly sunny skies, a day just quite like today, the high 71 degrees. And as we go into our 4-day forecast, Friday, Saturday, we'll be seeing mostly sunny skies. But as we go into the weekend, Deatra and Amanda, we can see that On Sunday, we may see a 60% chance of thunderstorms. So we definitely need to look out for that.
All right. Well, thank you, Jamarlon.
Thanks, Jamarlon.